they lost their first match against
Oh,
Toronto, and they
what is
3-2
going
Optic,
on?
and then 3-0 New York.
George spoiled the podcast.
Well, welcome everybody to episode 16 of the Run It
Damn.
Down
Hello.
podcast. We're 16 episodes in, so that means we after this one we'll be 3 away from 20, which would be insane. Which we will definitely get to 20, right?
Yeah,
At
sure.
least because we'll have
No, we will.
this week, next week, the week after that, and then champs. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll be covering another tournament that's happening that we'll talk about later. Um, but yeah, obviously there's been another eventful week of games. This was the second week of qualifiers.
What about now,
So
Brian?
what?
Oh, be you.
That's because I was putting in my hot take as you were starting it.
Oh, um, this is the second week of qualifiers. So there's gonna be two more after this one. We'll be recapping that second week, and then the next 2 weeks will obviously help determine winners and losers of Major Four, which obviously we'll talk about in later episodes. But we actually have a lot of things to talk about in this one. There's some obviously news going on. There was a lot of drama this weekend and just a lot of news, and there's even a team change. So a lot of things happened besides just the games. So we might not go as in depth with the games because I personally have been super busy. So I haven't been able to see too much. I just know a lot of the outcomes. But yeah, obviously we will do our best to cover as much as possible. But other than that, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything you guys wanted to say?
Not really. I feel like the games were like I didn't get to watch too many of them, but they were well, the ones I did watch were super entertaining in terms of like upsets. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah, there's a lot of games that didn't go the way I expected them to.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like the not to get too specific, but I think a lot of teams that are not in the top four are actually trying because they don't feel like a lot of times they were very coordinated, and obviously some of them are doing questionable things, and but and the top four teams I feel like are obviously trying a lot more shit out, so it's kind of evening the playing field a little bit. But at the same time, I feel like almost all these top four teams, even though like some are getting upset and losing, they're like not worried at all because they're like, we're just gonna win on land. But we'll see. Um, but yeah, obviously I keep forgetting every time we do an introduction. I always like am supposed to say our names and I just don't. I
Oh,
never do that. I'm never just like, oh, it's Ant, but it just feels unnatural. But because you can see our face, you. But I guess like I am supposed to kind of just run down a little bit, which I guess I'll try to start doing a little bit more. Um,
Mhm.
uh, try to get a little like checkup, I guess, every week. Just be like, oh hey Brian, how was your week? How was your week? Like how they do on the flank.
oh yeah.
I how's it going, man? What's how's the stream's life been?
Yeah,
So
man. Tell us about your streams.
I mean, I only streamed once. To be
Twice.
no.
Was it only
Oh
once?
yeah, twice. I did stream twice. Did I stream on Sunday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Was it
No, no,
You
no.
Saturday?
streamed
Sunday,
Sunday. You streamed
Sunday,
Sunday
Sunday.
because we didn't watch Wrestling Monday because I didn't hop on all night.
Sunday because
Because I got
Sunday
on
I
late.
was home and I saw you on my projector.
Okay. Yeah, I've been trying to stream. I'm low key on the grind. I'm gonna try to stream every single day that I have a chance to stream. I'm gonna stream. So I'm obviously like on my personal account, um, and I've been trying to. I've been debating, obviously, starting to do like TikTok and stuff, but that's just a lot of work. So I don't know yet. But if you guys didn't know, I did kind of announce it last week. Uh, I'm going to be uploading every single episode of the podcast on YouTube as well. So every time we finish an episode, I do save them on Twitch, but they're also going to be uploaded on YouTube for you guys to watch if you prefer
For
to watch it
easier
on YouTube.
access.
Yeah, so it our YouTube is should be under the same name. I can double check that though for you guys. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but it should
Yes, it
just be
is.
on Run It Down under Run It Down Pod.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'll be uploading every episode from now on, starting at 15, onto YouTube. It'll be just the same thing as the VOD, but I mean, some people prefer to watch on YouTube because it's kind of easier to skip through and things like that on YouTube. To be honest, so and I mean, obviously, we're gonna extend the platform as much as possible. Maybe one day we'll start posting TikToks of just funny stuff or hot takes or something like that. But for now, if that happens, we'll let you know. But for now, obviously we stream on here, watch parties on YouTube. Episodes are now also going to be uploaded on YouTube after the podcast. Um, but yeah, other than that, everyone have a good week. Everyone,
Uh-uh.
no, I did not have a good week.
Mm, let's just say
Hello, Katie.
work has been working.
Yeah,
And then I haven't had the best time recently just because of the people I'm stuck with.
it's fair.
Mm,
Yeah.
sorry, it's because I was eating the shit my dad made yesterday. It's spicy. So, um, basically, I've been running off of like no sleep at work. And I don't get out until like 12. And so it's just like taking a toll on me. It caught up to me yesterday. I knocked out. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna sleep until like 4 or 5 today. I woke up at 1 and I was like, bruh.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working a lot too. To be fair, and yesterday was like my only day off, and was supposed to have jury duty, and I was like, fuck, this is like my. I was like, fuck, my day off, I have jury duty, but thankfully I got lucky, and they canceled or not canceled. My case ended up getting solved or stopped before, so I didn't actually have to. I only went, and then I basically just went and came back. So that's good for me. That's the main thing that I've that made my day yesterday. So
Sorry,
I've
bro. Give me 1 second, bro. I'm freaking dying over here.
I've been all right. I mean, just been busy working basically every day. What about you, Brian?
I've been applying at jobs, man. I've been like, I want to work so bad. Like, I mean, I have my work at like on campus thing, but I'm not assigned like hours. I
Right.
can only pick up hours. So, yeah. Plus the dates they've been wanting me to pick up, I've been doing shit on those days, so I can't really do that. So I've been applying. I have an interview tomorrow, so hopefully that goes well.
Nice.
Luck.
I'm interested. So yeah, it's been me.
For sure. For sure. Well, obviously, we have been busy, so we're not exactly the Call of Duty experts that we normally are because we can't watch every single game. But we obviously try to give you guys as much details and information that we can about everything. So that being said, I guess we'll get into these games. All right. Obviously, Friday started with 3 games. We kind of predicted that New York would get upset by Seattle because Seattle had been playing super good. Um, that obviously wasn't the case. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I think ever since Seattle beat New York that one time, Sib is like low key been try hard. It's like Pred against Miami now. Sib like try hards against Seattle. Um, he drops a 1.55 against Seattle, which is pretty insane.
With
Right.
ultimate disrespect, he was wearing their shorts when he beat them.
Yeah, I
Oh
saw
yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm pretty sure Sib is 2-1 against 0-4 now.
So
Ever
just for
since COVID.
stream, the reason I have my cam on is 'cause like I said, I ate something spicy and it's killing me right now, and I don't want to have my face shown of me just dying the whole time.
You're good, man.
But side note, spoiler. Although Sib did go crazy, I did not put him on team of the week. There's reasons for that, but we'll get into that later. Um, but yeah, I mean, Seattle still looks good in my opinion. I mean, they were obviously a really bad hardpoint team, and now they're consistently winning hardpoints against teams like New York. So I mean, they're still 3-1, and if you're going beating New York on their favorite hardpoint map, in my opinion, because they play it every time, and then you almost beat them on Rio, like I think obviously
Like
Seattle's in a
Vegas
good
with
spot.
optics.
I think, huh?
It's
What do you
like
mean?
Vegas with optics. Vegas beat Optic on Subbase. Not only beat him
Oh
this
yeah,
map.
but Optic was undefeated on that map. New York sucks at Vista, and they just keep playing it. I don't know why. Or at least like that's the map they let through, and every team picks it against them. Maybe I don't know. Yes, it's something to do with that. I'm not
Hmm.
sure, but they obviously they look a lot better on hardpoint than they did before, and they obviously give themselves a fighting chance in every game now. And I think that's what you're looking for in Seattle. Um,
Mm-hmm.
even if they're not upsetting New York, they're at least a team
I
where
mean,
like
Keeping up.
yeah, we're like okay if they play New York or Optic Phase whoever Toronto, like we're like they could maybe do something. Whereas like before it was like any team outside the top four, we're like it lost. So
mhm.
I mean, I still don't think. I mean, Seattle's still 3-1. They have a better record than New York still, so I guess it doesn't matter too much. I think they're like the second or third seed in this major right now, so I mean they're doing good still. I don't think they're too bothered
I
by
see
that.
them. They're winning. They're getting in winners for sure.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. Um, Miami, Minnesota. I don't really think there's too much to talk about. I think everyone kind of thought that obviously Miami is the better team in this scenario. Minnesota's been struggling a lot recently. Linz obviously is the only one. Linz is starting to pick it up. I've noticed, but Standy's obviously not doing as good because Linz is doing better, which is just what happens every time we talk about it every time. So I mean, but Miami looks good. Miami is looking like they are gonna make winners without going 3-6 or 3-5 or whatever, like barely making it every time. So I mean, Miami looks a lot more consistent. They, especially with Real, and Metals, obviously is playing pretty well and consistent as well. But
Mhm.
obviously,
Ever since with the.
hmm?
Oh, you're saying? Hey, finish your stuff first.
I was gonna say, but obviously, like Minnesota, like I don't really know what game mode they're good at. I mean, I guess S&D, but like even then, like they're barely winning S&Ds half the time, so it's hard to really say. Minnesota's kind of just honestly, I don't. Minnesota's just not that good.
Mm.
I agree.
And
I was
Miami
just gonna
looks
say like
better though.
A lot better.
they do. That was yeah, like how Ant said. Like Miami is looking way better with Real, and Real just keep continuing to show that like with him on the team, this team can actually win maps and actually like start to pick it up now. So
You
that's
mean
good.
too real?
Hmm. Um, and then obviously this game kind of went how no one expected. I mean, it would have been even crazier if Carolina ended up winning this, but they end up going to Game 5 against FaZe. They get reverse sweeped, but obviously no one even thought they would be in a scenario where they would go to a Game 5 with FaZe in the first place,
Hmm.
which is a good thing for them because Carolina's kind of known for not being good online at all. Um, but at the same time, I don't know how much we can really trust that. We obviously know, like for example, FaZe, like they lost on sub base, but we know FaZe just doesn't play sub base like ever. I think
They're bad.
they are really bad at sub base, and every time FaZe plays it, they lose. I mean, we can
I'm
even
pretty
like
sure they're
double
0-3.
check it, but sub base they're 2-6 on sub base,
2-6. What? They played it
so
that many times?
it's their least played map, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean,
Let
their
me
least
take
plays
that.
hardpoint map besides Six Star. But even on 6 star, their 2 losses I think are against Optic. So I mean, it's they obviously, in my opinion, I think it's very clear they're 7-0 on Rio.
Yeah, they're undefeated on Rio.
Damn. Um, obviously I think they're trying. They're just trying shit. They didn't. They this in my opinion was kind of like we're playing Carolina. Let's try shit out. Um, except I mean, obviously they're 10-7 on S and in Invasion S&D. They played often, but they lost to Carolina on it. But
And Optic.
like I don't know. I mean, obviously I think FaZe is obviously like not take. I think almost every top four team, in my opinion, is not taking this qualifier very serious, and I think obviously FaZe was like, okay, wait, we might actually lose this, and they obviously stepped it up. But in my opinion, and obviously you guys can tell me otherwise, but it's like even like we'll text in the group chat every now and then when games are going on if we're not like watching it together, and like I don't know if it was Brian or Ant. You guys were like, oh my god, like Carolina, like what's happening? Like they're beating FaZe kind of, and
Oh
then
yeah.
and immediately in my head, like personally, like Carolina can be up 2-0 against FaZe in every single series, and I still would bet on Atlanta. Like I had no I had no concerns about FaZe actually losing, just because I just don't think like it's just so rare. First of all, for FaZe to lose at all, let
Mhm.
alone lose to a team that's not in the top four. And like I think even if FaZe played bad team wise, individually they're just better than almost everybody. So it almost doesn't matter. Um, they I think obviously like they just they I it doesn't they look like they were gonna win even when they're losing. So
Sorry. I think I'm good now though.
nice. Um, Boston, Seattle. I mean, not much too much to say. I mean, Seattle obviously is gonna win that. We all knew that. But going to the next one, obviously, and I think this is kind of one of the reasons I didn't put Sib on here, is that New York gets through. Not only loses to Vegas, which no one predicted, but they get 3-0'd by Vegas, and it's not even really that close. It was
Mm.
like, for the
Yeah.
most part, not really close at all. Basically, everyone on Vegas was just slamming New York.
Like
Obviously,
look at the goat.
we talked about it last week with Optic. Some people are saying it's because of the servers. Some people are saying because they're playing in Virginia, it's a weird advantage. I mean, obviously, you can somewhat say that because obviously Vegas doesn't play together. Like they don't play in the same house, in the same room, in the same. I think they all play from home. So theoretically, their internet is better, but obviously, like when you're getting 3-0, I think it's a little different.
Yeah.
Like even though Optic complained about the internet, and obviously like I think 9 times out of 10 a lot of us would believe the fact that Vegas probably won't do this online. I mean on LAN. I don't think any of us think they're
I
gonna
don't
play
know.
like this on LAN. And
No,
I
I mean,
and no.
look at the odds. To predict the winner, 82% of people voted New York
Yeah.
to win.
yeah, I mean we all know that obviously internet has involvement in this. I think it's obvious at this point because it's
Oh
not just.
yeah.
But I don't care what internet you have. You, they should not be getting 3-0'd. That's insane. And it's like even then, like maybe the games are close or something. They just got like destroyed. It wasn't even like it's just obviously New York is probably the most inconsistent top four team, and I think this is evidence, regardless of internet or not.
It shows.
This is strong evidence against. I mean, to prove that point.
I mean, Kismet dropping a .76. Me and Brian went on a whole spiel last week about how Kismet's finally looking like like what we're used to seeing,
Yeah, like
and
the
then he
log.
goes on and drops a .76. No matter how bad your internet is, .76 is still crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
And
like
that,
we've, I mean, we're not pros, but obviously we've played on 60 ping. Like we know how much internet matters. Like it fucking
Hmm.
matters. There's a lot of games where it doesn't matter that much. And for those of you that obviously don't watch COD or play it as much, 5 ping in COD matters. Just 5. Just like
Hmm.
a 5 ping difference in COD, you will die faster than the other person. Like it's because the other person's bullets are gonna hit first. It'll look like you never shot a bullet sometimes, just because your ping's like 10 higher than theirs. It ping in COD matters more than almost any other game I've played. It's so obviously internet matters, and we know that. And we know that if Vegas plays New York online, they're probably gonna lose. But like I said, a 3-0 is crazy.
3-0 is wild.
Regardless of that. Because there's no way they're pinging that much differently because they still have good internet. Obviously, the internet is going to be involved. And when they say bad internet, they don't mean that they're at 70 ping. They mean that they're probably at 30 and Vegas is at like 5. Like, is my guess. Like, something like that.
Yeah, like 20 or something.
So, like, it's. I mean, here's the thing. It's Vegas is getting momentum from this. Vegas is getting a good shot at champs. That's all they care about at this point. So I mean, if I'm Vegas, I don't care if people are complaining about my internet. I'm fucking winning games against Optic and New York online.
And
Mm-hmm.
not just winning, bro. You're
Yeah.
slamming.
So I mean, like, well, not Op. I mean, I guess the first map, but they still win game 5, right? So at least like,
No, no, like I'm talking slam New York.
oh yeah, they slammed New York, yeah. But it's like, who I don't even know who they lost to. But
They lost to Toronto 3-0.
oh yeah. So obviously, when you are Vegas and you go into a qualifier and you're like on the edge of champs, and your first 3 games are Toronto, Optic, New York, you're like, well, fuck, Vegas isn't making champs. And then they come out of those 3 games 3-1. I mean 2-1. I don't think Vegas cares how it got done. They got it. That's like it doesn't matter to them. I
As
think
long as we're getting the points.
exactly. Those are the most important points they can possibly get because from now on every single game is going to be easier from them for them because they're going to play teams that aren't as good as those guys. So, and if you're 3-0ing New York online, you have no excuse now to not beat every other team that's not in the top 4. Um
Yeah.
and I mean speaking of important games, obviously, LA Thieves Carolina. Carolina has been
Ooh.
looking better online, and LA Thieves loses to Carolina online because this is very important because both of these teams are fighting for chance. These are the teams that are on the edge and they're playing each other. So if you can take points off one of those other teams, that's pretty important. And obviously, I mean Carolina isn't good online, and we all knew that. But LA Thieves they're usually it's the opposite. They're good online, they're bad on
Hmm.
land.
To be fair, Carolina and Thieves have always just had like a back and forth thing this whole year. So I mean, I guess
They've
Carolina just
only
took this
played.
one.
This is their second time playing.
Really? Then
Mm-hmm.
there's a team that Carolina has been very back and forth with. I thought it was LA Thieves, but it might be somebody else.
Might be Seattle or something.
Not sure, but I mean they went to game 5 both times. LA Thieves took it the first time. Carolina took it the second time. I think obviously LA Thieves. The main thing we've heard about LA Thieves is that they look good in scrims and they play good in scrims, and every team has said they look good when they're scrimming, and then they play online. I mean, they play on land. They sometimes struggle online. They are. New York is the most inconsistent team in the top 4. LA Thieves is
Agreed.
the most inconsistent team in the league.
Yeah.
Um,
Agreed.
it's
I mean, they're still 2-1 compared to Carolina's 1-3.
yeah,
But even then,
but they lose
you're
points to
one.
Carolina. So
Yeah. They play just a tad bit better. They win this.
I mean, it's just Ghosty
It
had a
went
bad
round
game.
11, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was literally game 5, round 11.
Yeah,
Like that's how close it was.
I mean, Ghosty played bad. Gwyn played amazing as always. He's rookie of the year at this point.
Still waiting to
It's
happen.
almost like it's inevitable at this rate.
Yeah.
Maybe
Um,
music can catch up.
Boozer's the only one that has a chance, really. But even then, Gwen is just playing so good. Even like when they're
against
losing.
all
He's
teams.
so good.
He's
But
so good, bro. He's so
I mean,
good.
LA Thieves gets slammed on both hard points. I don't know. I mean, obviously Ghosty plays bad, and I think that has a huge impact on their team because he's.
100%.
I mean, your IGL shouldn't be the person that's getting the most kills, but he is at this point. So I mean, not shouldn't be getting the most kills, but obviously like his focus is just to be running around killing people. You know. So
Yeah.
LA Thieves, I think, have a huge inconsistency, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're pretty reliant on Ghosty at this rate. Um, and I think when you're going into Major Four, you can't just be reliant on one player to win every game. Um, and I think we've seen that with New York this season as well. So I think those kind of go hand in hand. Like, obviously, New York depended on Hydra a lot last year, but Kismet would still pick it up every now and then, and they would do well
Right.
because of it. But this year, it's like if Hydra plays bad, like New York is just in trouble. And I think this
Uh,
COD, and I think a lot of us said it at the beginning of the year too. It was kind of like this COD is a lot more like team based. We said it in our first couple
Yeah.
episodes of this.
Yep. Yep.
We it was like our first or second episode of this podcast when we were just like, this game is a lot more team based, a lot more like playing together, having plays. Um, it's not just like,
Yep. Shots.
you can break a kill record like Draza, 47 kills on control, and still lose. So obviously, we're seeing the teams that are relying on one person to do shit losing. I mean, being inconsistent. They can still win games because of it. New York is still top four, but they're the worst of the top four because of it. And LA Thieves is, we've seen them do good because they have a guy who always is consistent, but when he doesn't do good, they lose. It's almost like a guaranteed loss when Ghosty doesn't do good at this point. So I I don't know. I mean, Carolina is good, but I don't think you should be losing to them online. Not when you're going into Major Four fighting for champs. This is the worst time to be losing to Carolina online, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Mm.
But yeah, next game, I don't have really much to say. I don't know if you guys do. Obviously, here Miami
Yeah.
beats LAG. I mean, LAG has been struggling a lot recently. I honestly thought they would be doing better than this, but they end up losing 2 games in a row to Miami and then FaZe right after, both 3-0s, so they didn't win any maps this weekend. Speaking of, I didn't notice this until I was going over the games. Miami played every day.
Yeah.
Miami played
Really?
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I've never seen that before.
I've never
This
seen
is,
that either. It's
yeah,
cute, man.
I was like, what? I was like, they played 3 matches in one weekend?
That
They're the only team that has 4 matches played. They're 2-2.
No, Minnesota does too.
Oh no, wait, no, Minnesota. Never mind. Never mind.
But I think a lot of teams like played 2 and 2. Like Miami played 1 and 3. I don't
One thing I
know.
will say is with having more matches like daily now, I the on I like it, right? I like it because obviously we get to see more cup. But I like the old format better when we only get like 3 games a day. Is due to the fact that um like now, like since I closed on weekends, right? I used to be able to watch like the first 2 games. In the last game, like I usually can just check it on Twitter, but now I'm missing a lot. Like, what was it? Saturday. Saturday. I was able to watch. Well, I didn't watch the Boston one, but I was able to watch the Vegas Subliners one. I was able to catch like the end of it, bro. That shit was dumb. And then I think I missed Carolina and Miami, which realistically isn't like the craziest games to miss, but I mean, obviously, I missed Carolina beating Thieves, which I didn't want that, but it's still something pretty big, something that shouldn't have happened, something I didn't think was gonna happen.
I
And Miami
mean,
LAG, I mean,
the only difference is really like 1 game, except on Friday, sometimes it's only 2. And I don't really think playing 2 games in one. I mean, only having 2 games on Fridays, I think, is really dumb. Obviously, they're playing 4 games on a Saturday, but they only play 3 on Sunday. So Saturday, And sometimes they do play 3 on Fridays. So I mean, Saturday's the only game that day that really got an extra game. But I don't know. I think having only 2 games in one Friday. Obviously, they're extending it longer than it has to, in my opinion. They can definitely fit more games in a weekend. I think every team should be playing like. I think you could have every team play 2 games.
You could have games go on Thursday.
I mean, you could, but I think obviously I
That'd be too
think
much COD.
I think
4 days of COD.
yeah, I don't know if they'd want to do that because uh teams can't practice on games usually days where there's games because they're focused on playing games and stuff like that. So that only give like 3 days of practice a week
That's true.
and like no day they need a day off. So um but obviously phase 3 is LAG. Toronto plays Miami and Miami ends up losing 3-1. And obviously the game that most people were talking about this weekend, which is the last game of Sunday, was Optic losing another game 5. So they lost 2 game 5s, first to Vegas and then to Minnesota. And not only was the first game have a lot of like with Vegas have a lot of drama kind of with the internet and playing in Virginia, but now Minnesota, obviously there was a little more drama in this game as well.
Oh, because of the two smokes, right?
Yeah, which we'll kind of talk about a little more as well later. But Minnesota is kind of looking like they might just do whatever they have to win a game. Um, they go to 2 round 11s against Optic and S&D. So I mean, obviously Optic didn't. Obviously, when Optic isn't playing good, they still don't look bad, and that's a good thing. Um, because, for example, when New York plays bad, they get 3-0'd by Vegas. When Optic plays bad, they go to game 5 and lose in a round 11. Both times they lost in a round 11. So I mean, I guess it's a good thing that when Optic knows they're not playing their best, they can still get close and win games, which is, but obviously Optic is not looking as good as they usually are, and they just won a major, so that happens all the time. I feel like a team wins a major, then they just play bad. And that happens almost every time, like someone wins. It happened to Toronto this season as well. So, I mean, Linz obviously plays good again, and then Standy does bad. And then Kenny's the only one who really goes negative for Optic. I mean, there's not really too much to say. I mean, obviously, Optic I think was losing like by like 60 at some point. They were losing by a decent amount. Yeah, on 6 star, and they turned that around. Both these games go to around 11, which this one, oh my god, that would have been insane. Um, Obviously, we know that Optic has problems closing games out. They couldn't close it out here either. They're up 5-2 in the search round in the search, and I mean, there's not much to say really. They got slammed on Vista, and they're usually pretty good on Vista too. So I think obviously Optic has some issues, but I feel like I mean we've heard stuff from Kenny as well. He said they're not really concerned. They feel like they're confident on that they'll be confident on LAN, but other than that, I mean I think really in my opinion, and even with Vegas and Minnesota, I don't think it's a more so about Minnesota playing better. It's just Optic didn't play good. Um, because in my opinion, you put Minnesota against most teams, and I still think they're gonna lose, even though they just beat Optic.
Agree.
But yeah, is there anything you guys have to say about the games? Any other opinions you guys wanted to put in?
And basically just wrapped it all up for me for the Optic one.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Well, bro, you said everything. When it comes to Optic, you fucking this player did this.
I didn't even really watch the game.
Insane. All I gotta say, Optic took the S&D a little too hard.
I was busy that day, so I wasn't able to see it.
And
Usually I would have, bro. It was just the last match of the day. I was like, oh shit. What was that? Oh no, it was yeah, it was last.
go to predict the winner, 100% of people voted Optic win.
Did
Jesus.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not doesn't surprise me. Um, obviously we can look at our predictions. We didn't do very good. Obviously because we had predicted this is the wrong week. We didn't do that great, but I think a lot of the ones we got wrong again because it happened the first week too were upsets, right? So, um,
I called the Ravens when I remember I said Ravens are gonna win. And then we ultimate picked Thieves.
I don't know if I remember that. I mean, to be fair, we did
We
predict
predicted an upset, and then,
and we were wrong.
yeah.
uh, I mean, we predicted that Vegas, New York was going to go to Game 5. I did not know we predicted that.
What, Vegas?
Yeah. We said that was
Well,
going.
well, yeah, but because we said that they'd
Vegas
speed
would be
Optic.
good, but then subliners would like obviously take it out, you know, but not happen.
Yeah, I
There you
mean,
go.
Maybe some mad when Optic
We
plays
thought New
top
York was gonna
12.
fight back.
what did you say, Brian?
Imagine?
I said we thought that New York was gonna fight back against Vegas.
Oh yeah, they did not.
No.
I mean, they beat Seattle and then just lose to Vegas. So I don't know. That internet must be crazy. Or Vegas is just a top 4 team now.
Ah, hell no. Fuck that.
Imagine Vegas wins Major 4.
I
I wouldn't
mean,
be
if that
surprised.
happens,
Okay.
then Champs is gonna be crazy. And the only team, I mean, realistically, I don't see. I mean, Brian said that New York could be a win Major 4 and they'll all win, but I don't know, man.
We gotta wait till land. We gotta wait till land.
I don't know, man. They're
I'm just
looking,
early. I'm just early.
they're looking mighty inconsistent, but I mean, hey, we still got an okay amount of points. I think there was less games that weekend, so we didn't get as much. But we're all right. We can check out where we're at right now. We're at 661.
Oh shit.
Cerdo.
First place is at 57, so we are 15 points behind, or 14 points behind. So it's obtainable. We got to have a perfect weekend. We got to catch up, but we're looking good so far. Looking like we're gonna beat. Yeah, we're ahead from last time, I think so.
Are we doing a prediction now?
No. I was just going
Okay.
over the ones from last week. But yeah, that wraps up the games. Like I said, unless you guys have something else to say, not necessarily about that game, but any of the games that happened.
I think things are gonna be interesting for next week because like now these like we're like oh it's gonna be like a battle for these bottom 8. Oh, wait, teams that are not in the top 4. It's gonna be a battle, and then now that some of them are winning these insane like games that
Ya
you
me
wouldn't think they're
sirvió mi
gonna
mamá.
win. So now things are gonna be interesting because like now they got all the hard games out of the way.
Yeah.
Now it's time for their easy games. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, obviously right now Major Four is looking insane. Um, we have Optic and losers right now. New York in 7th, and Seattle in 2nd. So it's looking
Phase number 1.
it's looking messy right now. I mean, FaZe is the only top 4 team that hasn't lost a game, but that happens almost every time. Yeah, 7-0. Oh, they went 5-2, Major 2, 7-0.
I think they lost their top 14.
Yeah, FaZe has lost 2 games online all season. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, I obviously think Optic is probably going to start in winners still. I'd be very surprised if they end up in losers. Same with New York, I think. But we might for the first time see a top 4 team face a top 4 team in the first round, which would be interesting. Which is what I'm hoping. Which
So
is
continuing. So,
which is what I'm hoping will be the case because that'll be very interesting. Um, Obviously, if we get like a phase New York or phase Optic, Toronto, New York, like in the first round, then that makes the bracket instantly way more interesting. So this will be the first time we might get to see that, and probably the only time because champs is definitely top 4 already guaranteed. But let's get into the slides now. Obviously,
slides.
I
Oh.
I had stated it earlier. We have other things, so typically it's just the team of the week and our hot takes. But this time there was a lot of things going on over the weekend, so we have some extra slides to talk about. Um, you know, so we'll get into those first before we get into the team of the week. The first one being obviously that there was an announcement today, which is pretty insane. That there's going to be in Call of Duty at the Esports World Cup. This is going to be the first time we get a tournament that's not a CDL tournament. That's like a major big tournament. So this is really cool. And it's going to be not all CDL teams. So this could be really entertaining. I don't know how they're gonna do this. Um, this is for the information I have. Obviously, the group stages and all that information on the screen. To my knowledge, there's only 4 teams from the CDL that are in this.
Yeah,
And
right. It's LA Thieves. Um,
Toronto, Minnesota, phase.
there we go.
Optics on this shit.
No, because Optic is not an org. Like, like, uh, because there's like certain orgs that are a part of this Esports World Cup already. So
Oh.
like like 100 Thieves, um, and then which one? What's Ultra? I don't know. I know Minnesota's G2. Phase, and then Toronto. What is Toronto?
Maybe United.
No, United's not in the league.
I don't know what org Toronto
Some
is
team.
under.
But
But
anyways, so like, how do you?
those
So
teams,
they're already
those
partnered
4
with it.
teams are the only teams that I think are guaranteed and are gonna be in the tournament.
Oh, but more can
Uh,
still be a part of it.
but there's
Like more
16
order.
teams.
Oh, it's owned by Overactive Media.
So
The
they're partnered with them, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so Optic can still be in this shit if they want, right?
They would have to qualify.
Wait, what do you mean qualify? What do you have to do to qualify?
So those 4 teams are the only teams that are guaranteed in it.
Oh,
They're
guaranteed
getting
playoff.
invites. They're 4 CDL teams and they're getting invited to this tournament.
Uh,
So there's going to be 12 spots that are qualified. You have to be qualified through online
this is what
qualifiers.
shocked me, bro. So this is the first, like you said, this is the first tournament since the studio happened where it's something outside the CDO. It's kind of like before the CDO, when it was the CWO, you would see like MLG this place, UMG this place, stuff like that, right? I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this, like these type of like like multiplayer competitive go outside of the CDO. Obviously, that won't happen because Activision is just stingy and
I mean,
they barely allow locals to happen, and it's just like. And on top of that, look at the prize pool. That's the highest prize pool I've seen in a long time
that's 400 racks,
I'm pretty sure
when it comes
champs
to
is more
comp.
than that.
4
Comp,
point
comps,
something.
Champs is 1.5.
Champs is 1.5. You're
Is
right.
it? I thought it was 2 million. It was 2 million. Last year was 2.3.
Oh, but still, like this. I mean, I get it. It's a World Cup. It's a World Cup,
I mean,
but
it's in like Saudi Arabia or something, right?
it's like it's multiple games. like right.
Yeah, there's
So
a
one,
bunch of games.
yeah. So the fact that this much is put down when there's other games to fun, or do we know it's Activision putting the price pool for all of this?
I don't know, but I know it's in the Middle East or it's
Yeah, it's in
somewhere over there.
Riyadh. It's in
So
Riyadh,
obviously the prize pools are big.
Riyadh,
uh,
Saudi Arabia.
That's wild.
Obviously, from my knowledge, this group stage playoff thing is really cool. It's a little sucky that the playoffs are single elimination, but having a double elimination group stage is pretty cool. I think it's kind of like Valorant, but how Valorant does their stuff, right? Because they have like
That's
Mhm.
exactly how. That's exactly how Valorant has it.
so this is cool. I really think this is a good idea. The thing is, I'm interested to see how the qualifiers work. I'm interested to see how the teams work because nobody wants to see challengers teams in this fucking tournament, bro. So like nobody wants to see random challengers teams just in this tournament. So I'm hoping that we get to see CDL teams actually like trying to qualify for this because that would be really cool. Um,
Not just that, bro. Like it'd be cool since it is a World Cup. Like we just saw the the MLB World Cup. What was it, last year or 2 years ago? And that shit, like, since it's a World Cup, what's it called? So is it just gonna be the team representing the region?
no,
Or
I
are we
think
gonna
it's just
have
teams.
are we gonna have a team of all United States players
Neither,
representing the US?
neither.
Neither?
It's gonna be just teams
What the fuck is the point of calling it a World Cup?
because it's like a tournament of people from everywhere. I'm assuming just a big tournament. I don't know,
Oh,
but I'm interested to see how they do the qualifying because I think like obviously since they're like Toronto, LATs, like those are actual teams, they're probably gonna play with their teams. But I'm interested to
if that's the
see
case, FaZe is gonna win this whole fucking thing, bruh.
probably, but I'm interested to see like, hey, if Optics like or someone's just, any other org is just like, hey, like we'll pay these four players to go to this tournament and like play under us, and like we get like a mixed team of like CDL people,
See,
like
that would be fun to watch.
because
That
I
would be
think
fire.
because I think if we're getting doing qualifying, I can see that happening. Like we get to see like I don't know, like just random players mixed together from the CDL that just want to play together and they qualify. Because I think it's gonna be a lot more like how old like games were, where it's like like teams can participate and try to qualify online. Either way, I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be interesting. It takes place in August, obviously. So when that happens, when this happens, we will cover this because there's no CDL. So we will obviously we'll try to do we'll definitely do a podcast about this, I'm sure.
Then
So
that since it's there's no more CDL, that opens the door even more for teams just wanting to play or like different players wanting to play together. It makes it happen a lot more. Like the probability of it happening is a lot higher.
I think it's gonna be right after Champs though, because Champs is in July, right? So it's gonna be like
Well,
pretty soon after.
Yep.
I'll get out.
Um, but yeah, that's some news that was announced today. Obviously, some other things that happened over the weekend. We have Lamar. He's going to be possibly out for the rest of the season. We don't know yet. We don't know how long he's going to be gone for. Spart is going to be taking Lamar's place. So obviously Minnesota beat Optics, so they maybe looked a little better. They had been struggling a lot, and now they have to have make an emergency substitution and play Spartan instead. Obviously, best wishes to Lamar and his mom. She was, for those of you who don't know, I guess she has been diagnosed with cancer, so he wanted to be there with her. So, which is completely understandable. I mean,
Oh yeah,
uh,
100%. I
so
do not blame this guy at all.
Wishing the best for Lamar
Yup.
and his family.
but obviously Minnesota wise, I think he's probably their IGL. He's probably one of their more important players on the team. So this is going to be an interesting situation. We haven't seen Spart since what last year.
Mhm.
So He was so. Because did he play at MW2? He did a little bit, right? I
Yeah.
think he
He was a
did.
sub. Like they subbed him in.
I thought he started on LAG at the beginning of the year, and then they took
Oh, I
him
think
on.
he might. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
But obviously, this will be interesting to see how it affects Minnesota. We'll see how long he'll be out for. This is really going to be a tough situation for Minnesota because they're obviously fighting for champs. But um, like I said, best wishes to Lamar. And yeah, that's it. So basically, the only roster change that's probably going to happen, and only if there's another one, it would have to be because of an emergency, just like this. Otherwise, I doubt any other substitutions are going to be made. But we've seen Spark do good, only when he's using a gun that gets GA'd. But he has potential. He has potential.
Hey, girlies in the chat.
Hello, girly.
Hello, girly.
But we shall see. Um, and other
Wish him the
news,
best.
we have obviously
Drama.
a lot of drama that happened over this weekend. Minnesota, which we just talked about, did break a GA against Optic. They were using two smokes. Standy said it was um, a language barrier. I'm assuming because Linz is French, right? So um, I'm assuming Linz was probably running the other smoke. I don't know. Was it?
Yeah, from what I saw Standy say is that it was just like miscommunication. So he threw one or whatever. He said that if they wanted to break the AC, would have been letting him fly.
I
So he
mean,
said it was like an accident type of thing.
I understand it's an accident. Yeah, I get it. It happens. But I mean, I think almost every other team is kind of designated who's holding a smoke every game. So I don't really understand how this randomly happens.
It's because he explained it as well. He said that there's certain plays, certain strats that requires one of them to use a smoke and the other one to use a smoke. So with this certain strat, one of them was supposed to have a smoke and the other one was not supposed to have a smoke. And I think one of them, they both had to smoke at the same time. Because like in between rounds, they like, oh, are you gonna run the smoke for this round, or are you gonna run for smoke? They basically like have a strat to use for certain people for their smoke. So I'm pretty sure they miscommunicated and they both had to sit smoke out at the same time for
I
that round.
see.
They switch strats because they said that they both run to smoke, depending on what the strat is.
Mm-hmm. I see. Well, obviously it was a pretty important round because I think this is when it was like 5-2 or 5-3. So it was a pretty
Mm-hmm.
important round that they did break the GA on. So you
Yeah, it's also
could,
very convenient timing.
yeah,
Like
you
if you think
could
about it.
argue that Minnesota definitely won this game because of it. Um, but I mean, what can you do about it? I didn't really see any Optic players complain about it. It was more like the Carolina players that are complaining about it because Carolina obviously is fighting for those champ spots, and there's rumors going around that teams are just doing whatever they can to get those champ spots. They don't care about breaking GAs. So that was kind of the drama that was going on. Carolina, I think it was TJ and Clayster that were arguing uh, about it on Twitter. So I mean, I guess we'll see how this develops. We'll see if any other non-top four teams just start breaking GAs and we just get straight chaos because that would be kind of funny. Standy was also stair glitching. That was another thing that happened. I didn't put that on there. There was like a clip
He
of
said he didn't mean to do it.
Standy was like stair glitching, and then he got up. It didn't matter because he didn't get a kill while he was stair glitching, but like he was laying down and then he got up and then killed Shotzi. But I mean, you can't act as I don't care what you say. You can't accidentally stair glitch. Like you don't accidentally stair glitch. That's for sure.
The only time
I can see
the
the
only
smoke
time
thing.
you could accidentally do it is if you're taking a gunfight while you're going up the stairs and you drop shot.
Or you reload. Like he drops down to
Yeah.
reload really quick and then comes up. That's fine. But he just straight up dropped down, aimed in, stair glitching. The smoke thing I understand. That can be an accident. Cause I've done it. Cause I run smokes when we were playing, and I did it all the time. I would accidentally have a smoke in like the wrong game mode, or we didn't know who was running smokes. That happens. But stair glitching, that's not an accident. I
I'll be right back.
Yeah, stereotyping is the only thing. It's just like you can't accidentally stare glitch. Like
yeah.
the only way, just like, oh, you're shooting at somebody, they shoot you back. You're weak, so you lay down, and conveniently you're under a stair, but you're not aiming in. You're just hiding
Yeah.
behind cover until you get back help. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, Obviously, Vegas ended up beating New York, which we also talked about. Because of that, Dash ended up tweeting the song by Drake called Virginia Beach because they're playing in Virginia. Um, and kind of like added Sib, and Sib was laughing about it. Also, kind of agreeing with Optic about the Virginia servers. I have heard that Attach said that they've played on it and lost before, so they didn't understand why everyone's complaining about it all of a sudden. But I don't know. I don't know how much of an effect it has. Obviously, COD and internet is having good internet on COD is pretty important.
It
So
is pretty important. And because of that, Kenny tweeted out saying online shit got people with average placing of last acting funny, which that
yeah,
shit's fun. That's insane.
yeah,
That's insane to say. But no, it's not insane to say, like as you should say that, but it's just funny because like that's true.
yeah. I mean, we've seen we've seen Nero say something, Johnny say something. We've seen obviously Standy with that
Before.
situation going on. We've seen. I mean, Vegas is. I think he's talking about Vegas realistically,
Oh
because I think because Vegas because Minnesota and Seattle aren't average placing last. I think Vegas is coming last every time.
yeah, their
So
whole org.
uh, or at least on land this year, I think they have. So obviously we were saying, oh, like the Johnny thing. We were saying like, oh, like he's just messing around and Pred like him and Pred are friends or whatever. If you ask me, this is not just. I don't think they. This isn't just
No,
playing
this is
around
not Pred.
anymore.
No, this is not Pred though.
I
Kenny's
mean,
not friend with them.
I know, but I'm just saying like. Obviously, at first, the Johnny thing, I don't think they were really that mad about it. Like the him dancing, like they took it as a joke and they were like, "It's all good." Now I feel like it's a little more. I feel like there's a little more to it now.
Yeah. I mean, remember the Minnesota GA shit? Not Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota Streak GA Model for two. Like
Yeah,
everybody disliked Minnesota, but the people, Optic players, were cool with them still, even after that. Even after they made them forfeit.
yeah. I mean,
I'm back.
all I know is obviously I think some there's getting a little more drama because people are getting, you know, getting desperate to win champs and people are
These wins.
it's getting towards the end of the season and people are starting to finally get a little more like upset and calling people out for shit. So I like it. I'm all for it. I want to see it. I want to see. Give me Vegas versus Optic on land. I don't give. Let me get it. Let me see that first round Vegas Optic. I'd love to see it.
That'd be insane.
I mean, shit. Give me a Minnesota op. I don't care. I I'm all for it. No fans. People screaming at each other and shit. I'm all for it. We talked about it. We talked about the next land being like interesting because there's no fans and they're gonna be yelling at each other. And this with the drama, it's leading so perfectly into it. So I mean, it makes me more excited for the major. I'm not gonna lie. Because all I'm saying is if Carolina knocks out Minnesota and they don't make chance because of it, people are gonna be screaming at each other. People, it's gonna get crazy. But yeah, did you guys have any input about the drama? Anything you guys want to talk about, or anything
Um,
else? I guess.
Not really.
nah, pretty much just said what I said.
All right, well, other than that, the
I
rest.
mean, like all I will say is I feel like I'll talk about it more in my hot takes later, but it's more of like Optic and New York losing to Vegas. It's a combination. It could be a combination of the Virginia thing and how you said earlier that these top four teams aren't trying as hard, just due to the fact that they might be like doing some experimental shit with some maps and maybe switching some things up.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
but following these upsets, like I said, I didn't put Sib on this team of the week, and he was someone that definitely was up there. But the reason is for that is because I am kind of prioritizing these upsets, these champs teams winning these games because wins are the most important they've been all season right now. So winning games, I think, is what's going to help you get on the team of the week the most right now. Um, so for the team of the week, I mean, the team that wins the most games, FaZe is. I mean, how do you not have them on here? They have. It's almost impossible. I didn't want to put another FaZe person on here, but I was like, they won 2 games this weekend and didn't lose yet again. So
Too easy for a BZ.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's hard not to put a face player on the team of the week. I mean, we say this every week.
They're
We
so
see it
good,
every
bro.
week that they're just that team where somebody's gonna have a crazy performance every week.
yeah, I mean, Celium was up
Ice,
there.
ice.
Celium was the person I was kind of thinking besides a BZ, but I feel like Celium. I don't mean this in a bad way, but Celium only has a good KD because he doesn't die as much, and
Damn.
Yeah.
and a BZ has a good KD this past weekend while getting more kills. So obviously he's dying more, but he's getting way more kills usually. So I mean, Cell dropped like a 1.3 or something, but it's because he only died like 20 times. So it's it could have gone either way. Celium definitely could have been on here as well, but I mean, no one really expected FaZe to lose like to LAG or Carolina, and they almost did lose to Carolina, but they went undefeated. Abizi had the biggest contribution to that, so kind of had to include him on here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, we have medals. I didn't know if either of you want to take
Medals.
that.
So good, bro.
That's you,
It's
Brian.
It's
I
all
got the
A.
next one. No, I got the
Alright,
next
alright,
one.
alright.
Next was
I,
my
I
goat.
I already know who this one is. I mean the medal. Every time we see Meadows play perform against like when he's like in his fucking not in his prime, but when he's like actually like frying, like he goes insane. Like Meadows, I feel like he's that person. Him and Real are on this team are like the main slayers, the one who's like always gonna like do insane shit, always gonna fry or like whenever they're playing good, they're playing good. You notice both of those. I feel like Vickle and the other people like they're like supporting ones like OBJ, that kind of thing. But as you can see, he's MVP against LAG and in Minnesota 2 out of 3 games. Is that what you meant?
Yeah, because they played 3 games this weekend. That's
Oh,
why,
okay.
and they won 2 of them. And Metals dropped like a 1.3 in one and like a 1.2. It was like he had a really good KD in both games they won.
And they lost to Toronto, no?
Yeah, but he still had
Yeah.
he was the only one that was positive on their team, and it was a 1.17.
Only positive KD versus Toronto. He's the one who's actually fighting for their lives against Toronto.
And it
As
didn't
you
even go to
can see
game
on his play.
5. It was three
And then,
one.
Damn.
and another
Toronto.
thing with medals is when the season first started, he was the player that we kept looking at.
Hmm.
It was him, and we were like, damn, this. He was like, out of that whole Miami roster, I feel like he was the most like, he was the one that stood out the most because of how good he was playing. And then they obviously Miami went through that like big slump, and now they're starting to look a little better. And then I mean, this Meadows himself looking like that guy out there.
I mean, yeah, 2 of 3 games, he did really good, and he was also like their best player against that third game against Toronto. But you're going to team against Toronto, you're gonna get like right now you're getting slammed, you know. So, I mean, they tried well, and then Meadows obviously did try. So, we'll see how they're gonna look next game, because next weekend, because they played 3 games next weekend, so next weekend they're only gonna have like 1 or 2, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll see how they play against the next team.
I mean, yeah. The main thing
I,
I'm taking from this is obviously like I said with some teams they rely on somebody, but it's like they don't just need Real's not the only one that's playing good. So it's like obviously like Metals was playing really good this weekend. Way better than anyone on his team. So like obviously they can have multiple people they can depend on, and that's one of the things that'll help you get farther apart from those non-top 4 teams.
Yep.
And then the next one Ant really wanted, so we'll give it to him.
dude,
I gave it to him because of the upset. Like I said, I prioritized that in a 3-0 New York, so I had to put someone from Vegas on here.
oh yeah, of course. But I mean, it's attached, bro. Attached on Vegas is just. It kind of reminds
Always good,
me.
bro.
it kind of reminds me, at first at least, it reminded me of Ghosty on LAT, just because he was always that one player that did well. But there he did go through like a little slump where like there's like 2 or 3 games that he didn't play that well, causing him to lose, and also the whole roster change that just happened. So that's why I did bad. But he's back. Attach is back, bro, and dropping a 1.30 against a sup- a supposed top four team is is
No,
is good. And I mean it is New York. We did state that New York had probably is the most inconsistent top four team, but it's still a great performance out of the guy. And I guess an honorable mention out of Vegas could also be Gio. I think Gio dropped a 1.40.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, Attach is just that guy, bro.
so bad.
Like he's one of my favorite players ever for a reason. Obviously, I wish he was on a better team. But I mean, I'm saying that right now when they just beat Optic and New York back to back. Um, it's a little crazy, but I hope he sees some success, bro. I want to see this guy win again, bro. I'm being so that's why I like this Vegas team is because of this dude right here, bro. So
It's ready to win
hopefully we can see
champs.
something out of the boys this major.
Maybe champs.
I
Now,
mean,
if Vegas wins champs, I would not be upset at all.
Me neither.
I don't
It'd be
even
very
think that's in
random.
the conversation. I don't.
No, I don't think it's in the conversation yet. I'm just saying
My
if
last
it
savings bet.
somehow were to happen, I wouldn't be upset.
I
Putting on my
mean,
parlay.
Vegas might not even make champs still, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But
But
obviously,
I mean, think about it. They beat New York and Optic.
yeah,
Those are two teams. Well, now speaking, Minnesota beat Optic as well. But still, like you had said it earlier, it's like they're winning those games against teams like that, where other teams of their caliber isn't like predicted to win, is huge for Vegas. Because that's just like an extra couple points that they snag. So maybe that'll help them out. They just need to keep up that like same level of performance against the lower tier teams. So if they just keep doing that, I feel like they have a good chance of making champs. And they have to play good at the major, but
True.
they just need to stay consistent.
yeah. Uh, Obviously, I could have picked Geo as well, but I feel like attach their KD was the same basically, except Geo died like 2 times less,
Three
and
times.
but attach had a really good hard point, and I think
Yeah.
that was like he had a really good map one, and that was probably like the most important like performance of the match. So, and I obviously feel like attach is probably the most important player on this team. So,
Hmm.
uh, he's if they're gonna make champs, he's probably gonna be the reason for it. He's the one that reflects the most of this team. Like when you think of Vegas, you're gonna be thinking of attach. So it's a lot of it's gonna be on his shoulders. Um, so obviously we'll see how this develops. But on to the next one. I mean, it also like we've talked about him all the time. We kind of glaze him a little bit now, but Gwyn is basically just like he's rookie of the year at this point. Uh, we said it earlier. I mean, the only person who has a chance is Abuza, but Gwyn has just been like he's basically making it impossible for anyone to have a chance.
It's
Uh,
Gwyn.
in a game 5, he drops a 1.35. It's not like they 3-0'd. It's not like they had like a not close a couple games. Like a 1.35 in a game 5 is insane.
Basically, he was the reason they won
The
that
reason.
game, bro.
Yeah, I mean to have like nobody else on your team even be close to you and go to a game 5 is insane to me. It's probably the most. It's they were 0-3 up to that point, so this is the most important game for them to win, and it was against LAT, so it's a super important game. Um, he's the only person that they went to game 5 against FaZe, and he was the only person who had a positive KD. So, I mean, obviously he performs whether no matter the team. This is one of those teams, like I said, that needs one player to do good. Like LAT, like New York. Gwyn is their guy that has to have a good game. And if he doesn't, they're in trouble. And he's a rookie. That's
He
not.
wants it, bro. He wants it. We have
Rookie
people like Clayson. He's
of
already
the
won that shit
year.
twice. Fucking Clayster already won that shit three
Three
times.
rings.
What the fuck you want another one for? I
Three
was
rings.
nah, I'm playing, but
Yeah, I
still,
mean, all I know is Gwyn is how we always say attached, gets a piece. Gwyn is getting a positive KD at this. It's like this guy is just he's like the only person killing anyone on Carolina. They all just play around Gwyn. He's their Hydra.
yeah.
It's and he's a rookie. That's a lot to put on a rookie, but I think Gwyn's gonna be in the league basically guaranteed now for a while. I think at this point, like I'd be surprised if he's. I would be surprised if Gwyn's not on a really good team next year.
I see him
He
starting in Toronto,
I mean, it's possible, but I don't know if they would drop Envoy. I feel like they all like each other too much.
New York.
I don't know. All I know is he's definitely not going to be on Carolina. I would be surprised if he's on Carolina.
nah, he's definitely gonna get a bit better pickup. Obviously, Mania is always weird.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
insane this year.
Um, but yeah, that wraps up our team of the week for qualifiers week 2. Being Metals, Abizi, Attach, and Gwyn. So everybody clap it up for them. Yep. The sound, you can't even hear him clapping.
Nah, he
uh,
turns the person off our ear to talk.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I hate typing Abizi's name. It is so ugly.
Dude, it's so fucking corny, bro. Capital or lowercase capital, lowercase capital.
I hate it. Same with Metals. It's so I don't know why it's like that, but
I hate typing optic, bro.
Dude, it looks so weird when you
All right, Brian,
just
you can
put
turn that
optic.
shit off now.
okay. But yeah, I mean, we still have the record of a phase player being on it every time. So, will that end? Probably not.
Hopefully.
It's the
but
highest streak.
we'll
It's the
see. We'll
highest
see.
streak.
But the good thing is with this major, we've been seeing some pretty random team of the weeks. They've been pretty like uncommon players. I feel like, except
Yeah.
like we saw Attach a lot at one point, like towards the beginning of the season. But
We've
I
seen
don't
a
think.
busy on here a couple times.
Yeah,
Metal was on here once.
Metals and
Gwyn, I think
Gwyn.
this is Gwyn's first time.
I think it's his second. I think he's been on here before, because
Oh.
he did something. I think I
Yeah,
don't.
Metals, this is I think it's like the second time as well.
Yeah, I think
Second,
both of them
yeah.
have only been on here once. There's a couple of players that haven't been on here ever, but
Boston. Actually, no. I think we've had a Boston player
I
on here,
think we had
no?
Slasher on here once when he
Yeah.
was on Boston, and then we
I think we also
had.
had Snoopy.
I don't think I've ever typed Snoopy out before. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it could have been one of the times that I don't know.
Uh,
Anyways,
yeah, but
that'll be team of the week.
yeah, let's go into the hot takes.
Oh shit.
All right, so look, I typed this as a troll, obviously. Um,
Explain your troll.
but basically, the point I was trying to get across here is Vegas undoubtedly looks better. They look way better than how they have. When they first brought Johnny on the team, everybody was saying Vegas looks ass. They should have kept Purds. Vegas looks horrible. But out of nowhere, Vegas just snaps. And this is my take on the argument. It might not, it's a hot take for a reason. But if Vegas was internet was so quote unquote like bad, or I guess in favor of them, they would have done better a lot earlier on, no?
Eh,
So what?
we're
So
Johnny now.
I mean, yeah, but even then, it's like me and Ant. I think you said something too, Brian, but we said something about it earlier. It's like, yes, ping and host is definitely a huge thing in Call of Duty. Probably one of the bigger games where it matters a little bit more. Because no matter how good you are, if somebody has five less ping and they're equally as good as you, they're killing you. Like
Yeah.
it's it is like that, but still, if Vegas were as ass as we saw them be when they brought Johnny in at first, and you're as good as Optic or as good as New York because they're top four teams. I even with that host, I can still see you taking that series, even if it's a little closer. The fuck was that, Brian?
Bro, took
Even
an
even if
arm off
it's
his chair.
even if it's a little closer because of that, I still see those teams winning. But Vegas obviously demolished New York, made New
I
York
agree.
made New York look like a bottom 18,
Yeah.
and then they made themselves with these last two games. Obviously, our aunt's gonna argue Optics just didn't play that well. Yeah, they didn't play well, but even then, Vegas they didn't shit on them. But on that sub base, which is Optics' best map, made them look like freaking rookies. They shit on them that map.
Damn.
And then
Rookie.
just even then, you have it was a big Optic thing because I mean obviously Shotzi didn't have had a really bad series. I think all of them had a really bad series.
Yeah.
But even then, you can't say that Vegas is ass anymore. You can say they're an okay team, but it's hard to say that they're like ass. You can confidently say Boston's ass.
Yeah.
You can confidently say LAG's ass.
Yeah.
Vegas is not one of those
I don't know if
teams
you can
that
confidently say LAG's ass,
I
but
can confidently say LAG's ass. They had the little honeymoon phase when they bought Flames
Damn.
in and shit like that, and then they placed top six before that. But even then, after that, they just haven't shown anything as of recently. That's why I'm
confirmed
saying when.
LAG's making champs and LAT is it now, and just cursed it.
Well, I can say LAT's ass. They're
Damn.
ass, but I don't think they're in that any team that I think is like for sure not making champs is Boston, LAG, possibly Carolina, but they're playing well. And
That's some huge
I I
allegations
Yeah,
there.
I don't
I
know.
was gonna say Vegas, but these last 2 weeks, like I was thinking Vegas in my head, but these last 2 weeks they've been going crazy. Anyway, that's besides the point. Um, they are like I said, they do look better, but the whole lucky aspect of it is I was gonna mention the whole host thing, and on top of that, like I said it earlier already, was that um, and I just lost my train of thought. Oh, that the teams they're going against, they've played three top four teams back to back. Right? The only top four team they haven't played yet is FaZe. I don't know if they're even gonna play FaZe. Um, obviously they get 3-0'd by Toronto, and I mean everybody expected that. But then you do this shit. I think it's just a combination, like what's it called? Combination of the host and New York and Optic, just like experimenting with shit. But again, it's hard to say because Optic played Vegas on Subbase. But we don't know what happened with the vetoes. Maybe they just got the look of the job. Maybe they're trying to play another map. Either way, I just think team top four teams aren't trying as hard because they know they're gonna make champs anyway, and that's like the one I guess that matters since they already won an event and those.
I
So that's
agree.
that was my thing of they're getting lucky.
Uh, Bro, Brian looks at my hot take and then does a counter argument
Dude, I did this like
every
I was thinking about
time.
this. I was thinking about this like a couple of days ago when they added Spar. I was like, wait, Spar might bring in this fucking good
I'll be
enemy
like,
lane.
Optics gonna win. Optics is placing top 8.
I never said
He
Optic
said to
faces
be
top
fair, he
eight,
said top three.
top three.
I know. It's
Just
just
because no, because FaZe looked undefeated. They looked undefeated. I was like, oh shit, they're not losing this event. They're either placing second or they're losing to Toronto if Toronto plays well. And Toronto did play well, but not against Optic. But anyways, my hot take is
I'm gonna
Spark
just
can bring
sit
a
here and watch
faster
them
pace.
argue. So
I think Spark can bring a faster pace to this Minnesota team because we've seen stats and we looked at everything. I've looked at like the last past couple of Minnesota games and everything, and there's like a one big outlier. that accuracy doesn't play as well as his other teammates, and he plays the worst out of his team. Like I think that Spark can maybe have a little honeymoon phase in this team and potentially bring a faster paced environment because I feel like he plays way faster than Lamar. So I feel like he can potentially make this team a little bit more faster paced. Because whenever I see Minnesota play, they play a little bit slower. They don't play like super aggressive like how you think they would with a person like Standy and Gwyn. Not Gwyn. Sorry. What's his name again? Uh,
Lins.
Linz, dude, I blanked out. Linz and Standy. So I think maybe with Spark on this team, they can maybe like, I feel like it'll bring a little bit more faster pace, and they can potentially like win a little bit more hard points. And we'll see how they play. I feel like this can be like a little honeymoon phase, and potentially have them spice things up for the champs run.
Yeah. So basically, Minnesota's not making champs. Um, uh, basically, personally, I saw Spark play in person his first time playing, and he won that tournament. And he looked good. But then I finally got home from that tournament, and I was like, let me try this gun out, and that shit was broken. So I will say the only time I've seen Spark play good is when he was using a gun that got G8 after he used it. Um, I have yet to see Spark play well in the CDL, and he's gotten multiple opportunities to do so. I don't think he's an IGL, so obviously Gunless is going to be the IGL, I'm assuming. But Lamar was obviously a big part of the team, the veteran time. He was very good at S&D. He's known for clutching S&D. It's literally his thing. Um, so I think they lose a lot of big parts in that. Obviously S&D wise and IGL wise. Um, so I don't. I think Spart is. He's what's the word I'm looking for? He's got a big, like, huh?
Rejuvenating.
No, he has like a big shoes to fill. That's what it was. I was. He has big shoes to fill in this team. Lamar was the only player that really has stayed on this team. Him and Linz this whole time, and obviously I think Linz or Standy's gonna have to just pop off and carry because otherwise I just don't think Spart's gonna really have that much of an effect. And Spart was kind of just like a last minute pickup. He was kind of someone that they were just like, oh, we need to pick someone up. Let's pick up Spart. Like, it's. I don't know if it's that. I don't know how much of it was kind of like he'll fit the team and how much of it was just like we need somebody. Um, and personally, I just don't see how it's going to help. I think they're going to struggle. They've already been struggling a lot. And bringing in a last minute change like this after beating Optic when they were on, like, had good momentum from beating Optic, I think that instantly kills your momentum because you're instantly losing a player that helped you win that game. And your team is going to be playing completely different just because of one player. So I think Minnesota's in trouble and they've lowered their chances, and it's not their fault. It's not Lamar's fault either. So I'm never gonna say that, but
That'd be fucked.
it's a shitty situation that Minnesota's in, and I think it's gonna be a hard. They're gonna have now, in my opinion, they now have the least. They have the smallest chance of making champs at this point besides Boston. I think with this team. I see every team beating them with their roster currently, besides Boston. Yeah,
Fair point.
That's a hot take. Yeah.
that's my job. But yeah, that wraps up the hot takes, and we got obviously everyone's favorite segment, best of the week by the COD League.
Segment. Best segment.
Uh,
That's the
let's
game.
let's see how many games we're gonna see.
Let me know when you start it.
That's a mini game.
All right, I'll start it right now.
Wait.
Oh. I started at 5 seconds, so
You have 5 seconds.
6 now. Are you guys actually looking at the actual video?
Yeah.
It's only 2 minutes long.
Okay. So you're starting at 5 seconds?
6 now because
Oh,
I
6 seconds.
because now I clicked on it for a second. So.
Okay. Let me just watch this LeBron ad real quick.
Oh my!
I'm good
Give it
whenever.
like 5 seconds. Give me 5 seconds.
Talking like that, bro.
Yeah, well, give me a second. Okay. Let me know.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
4 in mid-tank. Well, that's going to connect with 1, maybe 2. Trying to win this fight.
Yeah, nice just angles there by 04. He's able to find the second in the round. You just play your life here for 25 seconds. You're going to hunt him.
4's working on the ace as well. And 04 gets the ace.
That was a mid-ass ace, I'm not gonna lie.
17 and 9.
Can Sip continue to just dominate? I said Hydra was a wizard. Add Sip into the combo as well. He's doing it all. Sip's last guy, though. Sip calls ball game done.
Oh!
Turn it out.
Bears win it 3-1.
Lynn's quick up the ladder. He's done this before. Oh! Needs everything getting thrown at him. Lynn's finds one across the map in the Minnesota Rocker. Get it done in 5. Able to get anything for them. The trades have gone against them. And Felony is in a horrible position, but gets a kill anyway. And it's back down to a 2 versus 2. The Ravens pull it out of the fire.
Gwen can see everything, and for
Wait,
these,
this is
you
how
gotta
he
trade him out.
lost?
You gotta
Nah, I would've been so
Can't
checked.
line up, but you give it to him.
Fellow and Gwen's 2v4 was insane. I mean, that could be our
Damn.
chance right there. So
Yeah,
really
I wanna
proud of
see
them,
that.
really proud of how everybody played.
Can you get the extra minute, and then who the hell knows? You got a little bit of rush on A. I thought Lucky was dead again, but I thought Lucky was dead again! Lucky! What do you know? Living up to his name. The guy's Lucky. 3 versus 4. 2 versus 3. Lucky's on a tear, but it's of course a nade that takes him out. Now 1 versus 2. Battle's gonna win! Battle's gonna win! What in the hell? For Harrington, they take it! Woo-hoo-hoo!
I play this is like one of the worst.
Yeah, this is what we need to start doing the breaking point once again, bro.
But it's only
This is like
because the
3
breaking point ones they only do it for their major. They don't do
Ah.
Um,
it. This was plays though for the most part, except like 2 or 1.
yeah, 2 of them were plays.
But I mean, we saw a lot of choking. To be fair.
Yeah.
But obviously, thanks CDL. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, CDL.
And we wrap it up with the CDL pick'ems for week 3.
Oh, it's my favorite section.
Your favorite section. Minnesota is gonna get 3-0'd by New York.
3.
I mean,
Man, what you think?
new player, bro. They gotta play Minnesota. I mean, New York and Toronto.
Honeymoon.
Yeah, I think New York 3-0 Minnesota, no bullshit.
3-0.
It's kind of unfortunate that first game with the new player they have to play New York, but
And Toronto.
oh yeah.
I'll give you 3-1, Brian, for the benefit of the doubt. Actually, no, I won't. No, I won't. Because I'm giving you 3-1 on the Optic game. I think
3-1 off.
I think 3-1 Optic here rather than
No, that's that online cheese. Carolina about a 3-2 up, dude.
Yeah, they're about to play on fucking Virginia servers.
oh my god, what are these games? 3-0 phase.
Pretty boring Friday. The
Oh,
one
3-0,
day, the
3-0.
one day I could watch, a full day's worth of COD.
I'm off that
Is-
day too.
Oh, so watch
Oh,
party.
I'm off
Tune into
day
that.
too. I'm off
YouTube.
that day too. Oh,
YouTube,
fuck.
youtube.com
I'm
forward
off,
slash
I'm
Word It
off.
Down pod. I think
Shit.
it's linked in our Twitter.
Brian said I'm off.
That's until he forgets. That's until he forgets that he's off. And then
Miami, Carolina. Ooh, that could be close.
Wait. That might be like a Miami win.
I mean,
That's
that
like a
might be.
3
It definitely is.
3-3
I don't
Miami.
see Miami losing against
I
Carolina.
would be
I
surprised.
see 3-2.
I
say
think it'd be
3-2
close,
Miami
though.
for the
Yeah.
safe bet.
LAG Boston. LAG is gonna get a win here, in my opinion.
LAG my 3.
Yeah.
They
I say 3-1.
yeah.
I say 3-1.
Vegas, Seattle. That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
This is peak cinema. This is champs right here. Champs is right here.
Seattle, though. I think Seattle's.
I say Vegas.
I say Vegas 3-2.
I say Vegas riding momentum.
Really? I think Seattle's gonna win, bro.
Nah.
I
You're
really
checking
don't
me,
think
bro.
Seattle is gonna lose to Vegas.
But the way Vegas is playing and they got Virginia cheese,
Yeah,
bro.
and Virginia cheese, dude.
I don't know, bro. I feel like Seattle is. It's okay. They just 3-0'd New York. I know, but still.
So they're Vegas, gang.
I just.
Vegas, bro. Don't disrespect attach.
Oh God! Don't disrespect
Virginia's peace.
Gio. We know Nero's
Gio.
good.
Alright,
Johnny's
I'm holding
popping
this
off.
one over your guys' head. I'm not gonna lie. All right,
Alright, we're gonna
Johnny shit on
3-1 or 2?
Johnny shit on Optic.
3-1 or 2?
Remember that shit? Remember that shit?
3-1 or 2?
3-2, 3-2. I think it's gonna be a
Just
close
to be a
one.
little safe, a little bit of a close one.
Toronto, LA Thieves, 3-0.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a
3-1.
Nah,
bro.
yeah, 3-0, 3-0.
3-1. 3-0.
Minnesota, 3-0.
Oh my
Dude, this is like a fucking demolished series out of Toronto.
my thieves aren't winning a fucking map this weekend, bro.
I just
3-0
realized-
again,
But I just realized Rocker is going against some hard ass matches.
Yeah, man, you gotta do your research, bro.
I still think they're gonna upset a team. What? 3-0. Yeah, 3-0.
Well, to be fair, any fucking team is not favored to win against the top 4 team, bro.
That is true. That is very true. And you know what happened with the Minnesota match?
When you know what happened with the Vegas match both times?
Ooh. And you know what happened about the Subliners versus Vegas match?
I'm still taking
That's what I just said, bro.
So
I
FaZe,
thought you were talking about
so is
Optic one.
Thieves getting double 3-0'd? Minnesota and Thieves both getting double 3-0'd.
No, I feel like Minnesota, Ultra will lose 3-1. No.
Optic
they'll
look
win
ass,
3-1.
so I'm giving this Subliners 3-2.
Subliner just got 3-0'd by Vegas.
You're right.
Optic 3-1.
Optic 3-1. Because both of these teams look ass, but New York looks worse.
I see Subliners winning hard point.
Vegas, LAG, give that to Vegas 3-1.
I'm going LAG.
Vegas 3-1. What?
Yep.
Bro, this dude wants to be different so bad, bro.
What do you mean different?
So fucking bad, bro.
LAG sucks, and you
Bro.
know they suck.
You know that Vegas
Seattle,
is better.
Seattle. You guys said Seattle's gonna lose to Vegas, and Seattle is the better team, and we both know that. We all know that.
Bro,
As of recently.
not as of recently. Vegas is
Seattle's
really
3-1.
good.
They have a better record than Vegas.
Because they
Yeah, but-
played one more game.
Surge-
Vegas is
Surge
2-1.
lost to-
No,
New
Vegas
York.
is 2-2.
Surge lost to
No,
New
they're
York.
not. They're 2-1.
Either way, Vegas is
Surge-
still not as good as Seattle.
Surge
they are.
lost to New York.
Okay.
It's so.
Vegas beat Optic.
Seattle beat Toronto.
Wait, Vegas beat New York too.
Yeah, Seattle beat Toronto. Toronto's better than New York.
I still think that Vegas can beat
I-
Seattle online. On land, it's a different story. I agree with you on land. Seattle winning.
Yeah. On land, Seattle wins, but online,
This is
Vegas.
online.
winning
You gotta think about.
Alright.
You gotta think about the future.
Alright.
of
Alright.
it. And then LAG got the better fucking. They got past their honeymoon phase, bro. They're ass now. Get that to Vegas.
Alright.
Just give it to Vegas.
Estriel,
Vegas is going-
Estriel drops a fucking 1.3 on Vegas and they win.
And they're
I'm-
still gonna lose, bro.
and they're still
Esho
gonna
can drop a
lose.
1.6 for all I care. If
Vegas
not,
is going 2-0 in this weekend, right now.
I agree.
That is okay.
You're gonna be so bad with Seattle.
You're gonna be so pissed.
You're gonna be so
Seattle's-
mad when that doesn't
Seattle's
happen.
3-2,
And then we're gonna show
Vegas
you
is
this
4-1,
clip.
bro.
We're gonna show you this clip. Like, what happened, Anthony? What happened? You'd be like, they got lucky.
Alright.
Unlucky timing.
They got that Virginia cheese. Like we
Alright.
didn't say, like we fucking. That's the reason they're winning, bro.
Oh, laugh now.
double
Laugh now.
smokes.
Laugh now.
Please
Laugh
double
now.
smokes.
I'll cry later. Bro thinks he's Drake,
Laugh
bro.
now. Laugh
Bro,
now.
bro thinks he's a mathematician, bro.
Hey. All I'm saying is whenever you guys disagree with me, I've been right multiple times.
Bro thinks we're the curse.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
No. Lock that shit in right now. Lock that shit in.
All right. All right.
Lock it in, bro.
Yo, and this guy thinks he's different.
Bro, Vegas gonna be 4-1 after this weekend. Think about that shit.
Just think about it. Let that sink in.
Seattle's gonna be
Did it
three and
not
two.
save? I
They're
gotta.
hey, they're both still gonna make winners, possibly.
Hold on. I gotta fix this 1 second.
Oh, quick little technical difficulty break.
It didn't save, so I have to fix it. It was 3-0. This was a 3-0. This was
That
a
was a
3-0.
3-1, no?
This was a
Oh, wait,
3-0.
no. I'm skipping it.
This was a 3-1. This was a 3-0. This was a 3-1. This was a 3-2. This was a 3-1 and a 3-1,
I don't know what you mean.
right?
Yeah.
Vegas,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Vegas,
And
Seattle was
then-
3-2.
Vegas, Seattle
Oh
was
yeah,
3-2.
I didn't see that one. My
So,
bad.
bro.
All right.
What about it cheeses out of a freaking free point?
I didn't even see that one. 3 points is
Double
crazy.
points. 3 points.
We're gonna get the map. We're gonna get the game result and the map result, and we're gonna get that double points. And you're gonna thank us later, man.
Yeah, we're
I'm gonna be
like,
pissed.
on the map.
I'm gonna be pissed if we don't.
No. Watch,
I'm
watch.
gonna be
Yo,
so
Vegas,
look. I'm gonna be more mad if we don't than if we do, because if I'm wrong, and that's fine. But if I'm right, and both of you are wrong after you're fighting so hard about this, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be
Wait,
checked.
I know this is not gonna happen, but if they do lose, if Vegas does lose, Anthony's gonna text the group and say, "I fucking told you guys. You guys
Yeah!
I'm
Fuck
never
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get picked again."
I'm not gonna say that, but I'm definitely gonna say I told you guys. I will 100% tell you guys.
Well,
that.
yeah, that's fair. I would do the same shit.
Hey, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you guys are double teaming me on this one, so
Seattle goes up 2-0. I told you guys. Reverse sweep.
Vegas reverse sweeps.
I'm
Oh my
just
God.
saying I'm gonna be pissed if Seattle wins that series.
Dude, it's just like, okay, let's think
If
about
LAG doesn't win, then I won't be surprised. I'm just guessing an upset there. But
No,
Seattle,
think about it. Could we go to Surge and Legion's map set, like their map records, real quick?
yes, we can. What am I supposed to be looking at?
Their maps, like their record for each of them for Vegas and Minnesota.
Hello, Cat A.
YouTube, you can edit it out. On Twitch, I don't know about that.
I think I can, but
Okay.
I don't know. I'll see. But regardless, let me go to Vegas.
Oh shit, bro's technical. Holy shit.
Why is he doing
You
this?
just gotta pick it up again, gang.
You gotta pick it up and put it to the left.
No, I was trying to pull it down.
Oh. Alright.
There you go.
Alright, so if I was Vegas, I'd be picking. Wait, which one's Vegas and which one's Minnesota?
Vegas.
Oh,
is
Vegas
on
is the right, and then not Minnesota, Seattle. So Seattle's worst map for hardpoint is Invasion, but that's just not there anymore. Skid Row is not there anymore. Sub base is their worst.
I'm trying to get.
Seattle.
If I'm Seattle, I'm trying to get 6-star
Seattle-
Surge.
If I'm Vegas, I want to get Seattle. I want to get.
Actually, hold on. Let me go to this whole graph.
I mean, Vegas is.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wait,
both-
Vegas is good in Rio and in sub base.
Vegas for sure bans Vista, right? Seattle's 5-0 on that, John.
Yeah. If I was Vegas, I ban Vista, and if we play sub base or Rio, a hardpoint, then it's an automatic win. Cause look at Seattle's hardpoint record. They're 1-4 in Rio, and they're 1-6.
So
in Sundays.
basically, the way this goes, game 5 is
It's all
uh
under control.
Vegas wins both
Well,
hard points.
Vegas is dog shit at S&D.
And Vegas is really good at high rise control. Look at them, 6-what? 6-what?
They're 6
Oh,
and 8.
oh fuck! I thought it was like 6-2 or
The
something.
only S&D they're good at is Karachi. So I think Seattle's banning Karachi
Wait,
for sure.
is Seattle 2-10 in Karachi? Holy shit!
Control.
Oh,
But they
control,
won't
yeah.
play it. Neither
Yeah,
team want to play
they're
that.
Seattle's for sure banning Karachi.
I mean, both
think
teams
they're-
suck at it, so I don't think either of them want to play it.
I think they're probably gonna play.
They suck at it.
It's gonna be
I
high
see-
rise.
I
It's
see
it's gonna
Invasion
be high
high rise.
rise. It's gonna be high rise control for sure.
High rise control, and then hard point has to be Rio or Subbase.
I think
It has to
regardless,
be either one of them.
both these teams suck.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, what does Katie say?
what
Thoughts
happened?
on this
What
Tulsa
happened
game?
2 weeks ago?
Let's see that.
2 weeks ago, there was no games 2 weeks ago.
Well, you know what I mean, bro. 2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago, there was no games.
Yes, there was.
Hey, you're
'Cause it was
pissing
this
me off.
last weekend and the weekend before that.
Okay, and what about their S&D? They're 3-10. What map is that? 3-10. Vegas.
3 and
3-10 is
10.
wild.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Invasion S&D.
They're not playing Invasion. Oh, because they're always the team that gets like fucking cheese. That not cheese, but like they always choke Invasion.
Real shit. Real shit. With the way both of these teams have been playing, I don't think these numbers matter, bro.
I don't either.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, most of these records are from like the beginning.
When
of the
these
year.
teams were known to, like, when they were like known to be ass.
And they were when they had RCDs and Philly, and then when Vegas had Purge and fucking,
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows who this?
Well,
Both of these
either
teams
way,
are on the come up. So.
Seattle's gonna win. So,
Alright, either way,
Either way, Vegas winning. But
Vegas is winning. My boy Attach gets his fucking piece of that pie. And
oh
say it.
god,
And say it.
he's so good, bro.
you know what I am gonna say? No cap. Your boys gotta go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna wrap this one up.
Wait.
All right.
You go to the restroom or
As always,
Maybe
hold on, Brent. As always,
as,
always.
as always.
Oh my god.
We appreciate everyone that stopped by. We appreciate everyone that watched the episode this week. We'll be bringing you guys another episode
Holy
next
shit.
week. As always, this
Wait,
is
he's in it.
as always, we'll be running it down with you guys next time for the third week of the second week of qualifiers. Or third. See, you guys are fucking me up. You guys are fucking me up so bad.
Look,
Bro,
look
bro.
at Katie said in chat. Look who said Katie said in chat.
Are we
Axes,
playing that tonight?
AXCYZZ on Twitch.
Wait, are you streaming tonight?
I might stream tonight. If not,
Well, I'm saying, are we playing the back room?
if we are, then I'm streaming it. We might stream tonight. I mean, I might stream tonight. I might stream tomorrow and Friday
Wait,
and Saturday.
Does
We'll
the
see.
Does the backrooms game save, or you guys have to play it from the beginning?
It saves.
Okay.
But
Also, stay tuned for Watch Party stream Friday.
Friday.
Ooh, Friday we're gonna do a watch party. At
Me and okay, Brian didn't no. Me and Ant confirmed. Brian questionable.
You're pissing me off, bro. I literally said I'm off on Friday.
What happened last time? You
Well,
literally
anyways,
said Watch Party Sunday.
he
You
did.
pull up, you watch one match, and then you
Dude,
dip.
no. I told you guys I'd watch party Sunday, and then the day of, I didn't know.
No, right before you left, you were like, "All right, Watch Party Sunday." That's right before you. I remember like it was yesterday, bro. You said Watch Party Sunday and then left.
Okay, but then the day of, I did tell you guys the plan that was gonna happen. I did end up watching like 2 matches.
You watched one match and like a map of the second one.
No, because the first match I watched,
Okay.
and you weren't there. Wait, you overslept? What do you mean?
Okay, but I was still there for more time than you were.
Yo, but I was ready from the first match. We would have had the podcast 2 matches.
Yeah, 2 matches for you. Me and Ant,
Yeah.
I watched more than 2 matches. I watched 3.
excuses. Okay, no, but this guy literally slept. We would've
Okay,
had it.
either way, I was there the whole time, and one of you overslept, and one of you left early. So regardless,
No, we
you
both
both,
messed up.
you
But
both.
you missed
Okay.
completely.
Nobody
You missed
nobody
completely.
attacked you.
I missed
Regardless,
Nobody attacked
no,
you.
I know, but I'm saying, regardless, you guys both were not there on time, or
Okay,
missed
wait.
time. So
Okay.
all that matters is on Friday, on YouTube, Run It Down Pod on YouTube, Friday watch party. Someone's gonna be there.
No time. What's
It's
what
gonna
time?
me and Ant confirmed. Me and Ant confirmed.
What's the time?
Brian questioned.
What's the time?
When the
What time does
game
the first
starts,
start?
so 12
Usually starts at
12?
like 12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay, 12. And then it goes on
PST.
to like 3. 12 EST.
PST.
Oh, PST. 12, yeah. And then the final match will probably be like at 5. I should be good Friday. You know why?
It went from I will be to I should. But...
Yeah.
No. It's because I should. Like I should be there.
And then
Bro,
Thursday
I gotta
it's gonna
take
be
a
like,
dump, bro.
Bro,
You're pissing me off, bro.
Thursday's gonna be like I'm not gonna be able to watch the last match.
Oh wait, we got a visitor. I hear the door.
Oh, wait, hold on, guest star.
In the bottom of our Twitch page, at the bottom, it does have all our podcasts. I don't have it in the bio, but I do have it at the bottom of the like recommended channels thing.
Really?
Go open the door, bro. Hold on, we have a special guest.
Do you need
Bro, you said, do you need help? Just open the door for her, bro.
No,
No,
Oh.
she wants to learn. She wants to learn.
she's got to figure it out to how to open the door.
Want me to open it? I think it's already open. I think you can open it. Oh, I think it's already open. Sounds like
Bro, I need to end this episode,
Let her know
bro.
she's on stream. Let her know she's on stream.
she's on stream. Wait, say bye to stream.
It literally just ended. Tell her
Wait,
that.
Anthony's gotta like shit really bad. So like.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're gonna end the episode. We'll run it down with you guys next time.
All right, bye.
Watch
stream.
party on Friday.
Bye. Me, I confirm Bright questionable. Bye-bye.
I confirm that we'll be there for Friday.
For 2
Okay.
matches. For
Okay.
2 matches.
I'm good Friday.
All right. Bye.
Oh shit, Splash. All right,
Bro,
bye.
Splash